Broncos country, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I wanted to make a follow-up for my Jordan Palmer video where he comped Bo Nix, some interesting ways to CJ Stroud. And thanks to you guys, this is why I need you guys. You guys brought up, said, Dave, you're forgetting the most prominent quarterback to come out of the University of Oregon, and that was recently. It wasn't Joey Harrington. It wasn't Marcus Mariota. It was Justin Herbert. Massive brain fart, okay? And I'm going to get into some of the things that were said about Justin Herbert that I think turned out to be inaccurate, that I feel like Bo Nix is also getting that same type of narrative going into his rookie season here in the NFL with the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton. So y'all let me know your thoughts on this. Really interesting. Smash that like and subscribe. And thank you to the few people who pointed this out in the comments. Bro, ever heard of Justin Herbert? Is it because the Chargers are like the most irrelevant franchise in the NFL, even in our own division? I mean, I'm pretty sure the Jacksonville Jaguars have more fans than the LA Chargers do. The one diehard Charger fan that I knew disowned the team once they moved to LA. So I don't know. I don't really know. I imagine that they have the least amount of fans in the NFL right now, but let's go ahead and get into it. This isn't a Chargers channel. This is a Bo Nix channel, a Denver Broncos channel. And Justin Herbert, prospect grade, NFL.com going into the draft, 6.45. Bo Nix was at a 6.39. Will become a good starter within 2 years, which is really funny because he was a good starter come his first game in the NFL, right? 6'6", 326 pounds, a little bit more so similar to Ben Roethlisberger, I think, than Bo Nix is. Just in terms of, I feel his style of play, how he is built, so to speak. Great quarterback. It just sucks that he's stuck with the LA Chargers. But anyways, I wanted to bring this up because this sounds pretty familiar, right? Herbert has the high ceiling, okay? And is the most physically gifted quarterback in the draft, but he doesn't have as many wow plays as expected for somebody with his traits, experience, and potential. I think that was a big knock on Bo Nix's game, is that it's kind of boring, kind of mechanical, kind of robotic, doesn't have the sexy wow plays, right? I thought this was very interesting that the same thing was said about Justin Herbert, okay? And then I'll come down here to the weaknesses part. Disappointing impact passer over the final 4 games. I think that some people were disappointed with Bo Nix's performance in some of his big games. Granted, I wouldn't even count the bowl game against Liberty as a big game because that's a G5 opponent, but never beat Washington in his 3 games, if I remember correctly, and then lost these 2 to Michael Penix this past year in close fashion. And maybe Bo Nix doesn't throw an interception or makes another throw downfield. Those game outcomes and results are a little bit different. But this is the last thing I wanted to bring up. Play is more mechanical than maestro. Why are scouts so obsessed with that? Why does it seem like the draft community and the scout community, I understand it in a sense with like the fantasy football community, loves those big time plays, right? But when you're looking at it from just a competency perspective of being able to run an offense effectively, being able to trust your quarterback to make the right reads, wouldn't you rather have a little bit more predictability with their level of play rather than, they're not making these highlight plays all the time? I guess it's different for everybody. Everybody has their preference, right? But I wanted to highlight these things because although Justin Herbert has had success, I would say great success coming out of Oregon, and you would think that narrative around Oregon quarterbacks would start to change. It didn't really change with Bo Nix. You hear a lot of the same things being said, and I think Justin Herbert being drafted at 6th overall in the first round years ago seems like quite a nice little bargain if you ask me. And especially I imagine the Dolphins wish that they could go back and pick Justin Herbert instead of Tua, right? Kind of interesting stuff. But I imagine that Bo Nix, again, I think he's too competent to be the 6th, 7th worst quarterback or best quarterback in this draft. I think that he will probably be a top 3 quarterback out of this draft class when it's all said and done. That's just my prediction. Okay. My prediction. It's because of that floor. It's because of the floor. So, y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate this as always, but it's about time we start putting respect on the University of Oregon maybe being a quarterback factory here coming in. Down the line, if Bo Nix has success as well, it's going to be 2 straight quarterbacks. So, y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like and subscribe. As always, I'll be back with another video because, guys, we signed that UFL player, okay, Dondre Tillman. This isn't a nothing burger. 3-year deal. 3-year deal. So I'll be back with that later today. Appreciate you guys. Go Broncos.